Hey guys, what's up? What's happening? Welcome back to my channel, the Blast 4620, and we're here to talk about press conferences, specifically game press conferences by the two major companies, Microsoft and Sony. I'm not going to include Nintendo because Nintendo, they do this Nintendo Direct thing where it is already recorded and just sent out to you. But I want to talk about the press conferences that are live and they have like an audience there. They're streaming it online and everybody's watching and everybody's like, well, yeah, shouting and doing stuff like that, excited by a game, or boo, they're not excited by a game. You know what I'm talking about. So the biggest conferences we had so far is from the Electronics Entertainment Expo, which is E3, and we got one from Microsoft and we got one from Sony. Both of them were huge. They brought out a lot of information. They brought out a lot of games that Microsoft talked about consoles, two specifically the Xbox One S and the Xbox Scorpio coming next year. Sony didn't talk about any console. So they talked about more games. Both of them really did a good job in the E3 press conferences. But moving forward, we're in September right now. Sony has already announced that they're going to have like a press conference September 7th. We all assume that they are going to be showing, which we also expect, that they're going to be showing the new PlayStation Neo. They're going to also show the leaked PS4 Slim, and they will obviously show some games that's going to be running on the PS Neo, and of course they're going to market their PlayStation VR coming in a month's time, which is October 13th. Okay. They also announced that they're going to have another press conference. I'm talking about Sony right now. They're going to have another press conference September 13th, and it's like an Asia thing. I'm not really sure where they're having that one, but I know it's like an Asian conference where they also talk about games. And I also suspect that they want to push VR, but nevertheless, they will talk about games. Okay. They also have another press conferences during the Tokyo Game Show, which happens in Japan, and it's September 16th. They're going to talk about games. More specifically, they will be talking mostly about the Japanese made games, like your big RPGs like Kingdom Hearts, probably not Kingdom Hearts, yeah. But they will be talking about like games like Persona 5, Yakuza, the Japan-based games, yeah. So, of course, we Ni no Kuni, yeah, Ni no Kuni 2, woo! Ni no Kuni, yeah. So, we also think, because they've done it 2 years consecutive now, the PSX always happen in December, where they talk about games. So we suspect that they're going to do it again this December, and I'm excited to watch that because the last time they really showed some games that I really like FF7, that's Final Fantasy 7, and Ni no Kuni 2. Okay, that's 4 press conferences already for Sony this year. I mean, even if they don't have anything to talk about, they have 4 conferences. Microsoft, they backed out from Gamescom. I really wanted them to have a press conference because Sony did not have a press conference in Gamescom last year. They skipped it to do the Paris week, and Microsoft had a game conference. But this year, Microsoft didn't have any, which I was like dumbfounded. Like, why didn't you have a press conference? What to show some games that are coming out? What games do you have coming out? Do you understand what I mean? What games? Now, Microsoft has also said they're not going to be doing a Tokyo Game Show press conference. I don't. This is what I don't understand about Microsoft. What the hell is going on? If you're talking, most of the talks that's coming from Microsoft is all hardware. The average gamer really don't care about this, man. We just want to play games. We want to be excited about games. I mean, look. I'm not trying to be biased here or anything. Or this is the fact I'm going to bring you, because I have like a list of games that have been announced from. Okay, you know what? I'm not going to talk about. Let me skip the games for this year that are coming out on both consoles. Let me skip those games this year. Let's talk about beyond, because mostly game conferences here, they always talk about games that are coming beyond talk about more games. So the games that are coming nearer to the release date, they usually do interviews and gameplays. They don't really talk about it like that, except maybe they want to bring like a special edition, blah blah blah, or whatever. It's like a time exclusive, whatever. But if you look at all these game conferences, most of the time they talk about games that are coming beyond like a year's time or 2 years time. So it's a lot of games coming from Sony. I just have to admit it, there's a lot of games. When I say a lot of games come from Sony, I'm not saying exclusive or anything, but it's on their platform that you cannot even get anywhere. Most of the time, you can't really get Sony exclusives anywhere apart from their platform. Xbox now is doing the Xbox thing that they're going to bring their games on Xbox One and PC, which is fine. But what games? How many games? How many games? If you say you're for the gamers, you want to do something for gamers, why is it always only hardware? If I click on Xbox site right now, I see hardware. Xbox Scorpio, Xbox Slim, Xbox Scorpio, Xbox Slim. What the hell is going on? Even PlayStation has hardware. They have the Xbox has Slim, PS4 has the Slim. Xbox has Scorpio, PlayStation has Neo. You see, they're doing it back to back. Now, PlayStation even has more hardware than Xbox, which is the PlayStation VR. That PlayStation VR coming up. But Xbox don't even have like a dedicated VR. So PlayStation has more hardware than you, but yet anytime I click on it, they talk about the games that are coming out, like beyond the stuff. Well, okay, let's look at the games coming for Xbox that have been announced so far. Okay, I'm not including the games for this year. So we got Halo Wars, which has a release date for February. We have Sea of Thieves. They've talked about Sea of Thieves last year. They have Cuphead, very nice game, and they have Crackdown 3, and they have Scalebound. That's it, guys. That's it. Because okay, Scalebound is a game that I like to play if the protagonist can actually shut up for once, so I can actually concentrate on the game I'm playing. Yes, but it's a game that I really want to play. Crackdown 3 is not for me. This is my opinions, guys. Crackdown 3 definitely not for me. Destruction, I don't care about that. I want a good experience. I don't want about destroying everything. Then after I finish doing all the destruction, then the next day I just reboot the server and everything is back there. I do it again and again and again. Nah, that's not my kind of game. Cuphead, everybody I'm saying that is a hard game, so it's not going to be everybody that's going to play a game like that is that hard. Dark Souls, Neo. It's not a lot of people that play hard games, Then Halo was nope. Not for me. Sea of Thieves, good premise there, But you know me, I'm always a single player guy. Any day, anytime, you know me. This is just me now. Then we're going to get, obviously, we're going to get a new Halo game, and we're going to get a new Forza game probably next year. But that is it. That's just it. You see, when I call those games, I don't care if it's on the PC, but I'm talking about what games do you have to show for the Xbox brand for me to say, okay, you know what, I need to invest in this console. Why don't you do some game conferences? Okay, you know what, still make a game conference, yeah, but still these games that I said, hype them up a bit, just a bit, show something else, actually invest, make some games, man, bring up more games. These games are not diverse enough compared to your competition. Because if there was no Sony, I would say, oh yes, we're getting a great amount of game. But when I see the Sony competition, I'm like, wow, they got a ton, man. Xbox, what the hell is going on? Coming to Sony side now, look, they got God of War. That's a game that I've played. That's one of my best franchises, God of War. They have Tales of Vesperia. Tales is also my best game. They have Ni no Kuni 2 coming out. They have Crash Bandicoot, the remastered. Yes, it's remastered. I don't care what you think. Final Fantasy 12 remastered. Still don't care what you think. Actually, Crash Bandicoot is not remastered. It's a remake. We got Wild. We got Yakuza 0. We got Yakuza 6. We got Death Stranding. Yeah. We got the typical. We're going to get a Gran Turismo 7. Although the GT Sport has been delayed till next year. We have Persona 5. And Ni no Kuni 2. I think I mentioned Ni no Kuni 2. I just want to make sure because those are my two loved games anyway. They got Days Gone. They got Horizon. Yeah, they got Near Automata. They got Spider-Man. Okay, Spider-Man is not really my typical game because I prefer a Batman game over a Spider-Man any day. But look at how many games they just mentioned. This is over 12, 13, 14, 15 games that are coming out. And none of these games are coming out this year. We already have at least, we have enough exclusives coming out for both platforms this year. But look, I just mentioned 15 games. 15 games that I'm interested to play. Even if I'm not interested to play them, it's still 15 games against the 6-7 games I mentioned for Xbox for the next 2-3 years. And yet, PlayStation is still has 4 conferences this year. They got all these games coming out and they still have 4 conferences. Microsoft, where is your conference? What is going on there? Why all the talk about hardware? We're gonna play. Wait, what are we gonna play on the hardware? I saw an article saying the launch games for the Xbox Scorpio are almost ready. What the hell are you talking about, launch games? I thought they say this the Xbox Scorpio is not going to have exclusive games. That headline alone just make it sound like it's going to have exclusive build games for it. Why? What kind of article is that? Why should such article even exist? Saying that it's going to have launch games. I thought you're supposed to play the same Xbox One games or the same games that I have on Xbox S. Is that not what you're supposed to do? So why are we saying that you're going to have launch games? What launch games? We don't care about these launch games, man. We just want our normal games to play. And Xbox, please try and make at least 1 or 2 conferences for the gamers. Bring in, make nice conference. You don't have to be major. It doesn't have to be big. You don't even have to even do it in a major, during a major time like Paris Week or during the Tokyo Game Show. You don't have to do that. You can make your own conference. Bring some gamers. Invite gamers there and let everybody try out the games that are coming, because I know a lot of those games that I mentioned are definitely playable. Let them come and try those games that are playable. I'm never forget about the Xbox Scorpio. Stop talking about the goddamn Xbox Scorpio. Jesus, it's getting too much. This is a console that's coming out holiday next year. It's not coming out during the first year. It's not coming out the first quarter of 2007. It's not even coming out in summer 2007. It's coming out in holiday. Can you stop talking about the Xbox Scorpio? Talk about games. We want to see games. Conference and games. Microsoft, please. I am begging you. Come on. Anyway, thanks guys for watching. And I'll see you in the next video.